What's up, everybody? Welcome to G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room. Wednesday night, June 22nd, 2022. We got a lot to talk about. Have the NHL finals going on right now. I'm trying to get over to it. I was watching the College World Series. Had a hell of a game in College World Series tonight. 1 second here. Trying to check on this hockey game. I think where I saw it in yeah, it's getting ready to go to overtime. It's tied 2-2 at the end of the third. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But no, look, hey, this is a big game here. If the Lightning lose this game to the Avalanche and go down 3-1 in this series, they're going to be in some big trouble, I believe. I don't see them coming back from a 3-1 deficit, so they're going to have to find a way to win this game. Yeah, right now it's tied 2-2. After the way this series started, to me it's kind of a surprise. At the beginning of the series, I said okay, I'll just check this out. At the beginning of the series, I said this series was going 7 games. Avalanche was going to win in 7. Then after I watched the first two games of this series, uh, I was like, man, Avalanche might sweep them, or this might only go 5. But I said I'm going to stay with my pick of 7 because I like staying with my picks, and I'm going to stay with 7. But I'll tell you what, you can't overlook the Lightning. They're 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. They also have a hell of a goalie, and I think they need to slow the pace of the game down a little bit. The faster the game gets, I think that's better for the Avalanche and the firepower that they have, especially with the speed. But like I said, this game's 2-2 at the end of the third. Must win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can't go down 3-1 to the Avalanche. Uh, Odds of you coming back and winning the series are going to be real low if you go down 3-1 in this series. Also, games we still have in progress. In Major League Baseball, the Orioles are up 7-0 on the Nationals. This game is in rain delay in the top of the 7th inning. The Twins are at home are winning 10-8 over the Guardians. Top of the 9th. Guardians do have runners on second, and third with no outs. So uh, Guardians trying to strike here in the top of the ninth. Cardinals and Brewers. Cardinals are up 5-4 going into the bottom of the ninth. Mariners and Athletics are still playing. The Mariners are up 3-0 over the Athletics into the fourth inning. Royals and Angels is in the top of the fourth. It's still 0-0. The Astros defeated the Mets earlier today uh, in Houston 5-3. Blue Jays defeated the White Sox 9-5. The Rangers defeated the Phillies 4-2. The Padres defeated the Diamondbacks 10-4. The Marlins defeated the Colorado Rockies 7-4. Dodgers over the Reds 8-4. Cubs beat the Pirates 14-5. Red Sox beat the Tigers 6-2. Yankees beat the Rays 5-4, and the Atlanta Braves get a win at home 4-3 over the San Francisco Giants. So we'll keep an eye on the games that are going on in Major League Baseball and this hockey game uh, as we're talking. Don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern, or excuse me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is the Monday, Wednesday, Friday show. I was talking about my sport. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Please go like our YouTube page. We greatly appreciate it. We're just like 3 or 4 subscribers from hitting the 300 mark. Please go over there, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube or excuse me, Facebook or Twitch, please hit the follow and like buttons. Please share on all platforms. Share to your friends. We greatly appreciate it. Go check out our merch store at streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. You can see one of our G.S.R shirt, Easy Money shirt. Have a G.S.R shirt up there as well. There's a lot of different shirts, hats, and stuff on there. So go check out our merch store. We greatly appreciate that. Check out Easy Money, a sports betting show, 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room, and on the ASAP. You can also find on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch on the ASAP Sports Network. All sports, all plays. You can also find me, Chris Gonzo'S, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Or excuse me, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Chris D. Gonzalez. You can also find G.S.R. Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, both in podcast form. On Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, most places you listen to podcasts, you can find them at Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, respectively. We also have a pro wrestling podcast, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. New episodes of it drop every Sunday at 9 a.m. Go check it out. We also broadcast pro wrestling, independent pro wrestling shows. We've done like 20 now. We have one coming up this Sunday in Danville, Indiana. Warrior Pro Wrestling. They always put on a great show. Come join us 3 p.m. Eastern live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. But all right, first thing I wanted to jump into tonight. Rob Gronkowski retired. This will be the second time he retired. He retired from when New England was going to trade him. I think the rumors was to the Lions. He retired, and then when Brady went to Tampa Bay, Brady called him and got him to come back and play a couple of years in Tampa with Brady. He's saying that he's done. He's retiring. He's done it over like a little Instagram post. A guy like him that's one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. I would think he would do more of like a press conference because he's one of a bigger name. I think if he gets that phone call from Brady here in say the middle of the season, I think he might come back. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on the Tampa Bay's team by the end of the season, and especially if they're having a good year, he's going to come in and try to give them that push to try to make a deep playoff run with excuse me with Brady and Todd Bowles. So I don't think Gronkowski is going to stay retired. I really think that he'll be back at some point during the season. I think he still loves playing the games. I don't think he loves the rest of it. I don't think he wants to go through the training camp and all that stuff. I think he wants to. I think he's going to wait. Middle of the season or a little after, Brady will give him a phone call. "Hey, man, we're doing good. We could really use you. We're trying to make a Super Bowl run," and Gronkowski will end up going back to Tampa Bay. Uh, a lot of people think that Brady's going to leave Tampa Bay, go play somewhere else. I don't. I think this is going to be Brady's last season. I think one thing that's different this time, if he retires, he has something to do already. He already signed that contract with Cox. Last time when he retired, he was sitting at home just doing whatever. He this way doing the TV deal, he'll still feel like he's a part of the game, getting to commentate and talk about it. So I think he'll stay retired this time for that. And for a big reason I think he came back was to try to help Todd Bowles get off to a good start as getting a chance as another chance as head coach. I think that had a lot to do with it as well. I think he would love to start off Todd Bowles' second run as a head coach in the NFL with a Super Bowl win, or at least a deep playoff run. Get that team, get his era of being the head coach started on a good note. I think I think them two reasons plus his wife is only gonna she's only gonna keep saying that she's good with it for so long. I mean, he does have kids too as well. So I see this being his last season. I think it was more as he just got bored. Now he's gonna have something to do with his time after football and still kind of be part of the football. Uh, but I do see. I think Brady is going to retire after this season, and I do see Rob Gronkowski coming back. I would say between like week eight, week 8 to 10. I see Rob Gronkowski making a comeback with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, if you haven't been watching the NCAA, we'll switch gears a little bit or for a minute. Well, no, actually, let's stay with the NFL for a minute because I was just listening to a debate on is Lamar Jackson better than Aaron Rodgers? Now, don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's a great talent. He's won an MVP, uh, but it's all regular season stuff, and that's what people want to say about Rodgers. Is well, he's a great regular season quarterback, but he struggles in the playoff. Well, how can you say Lamar Jackson is better than Rodgers when Rodgers has been the back-to-back MVP last 2 years? Also, he's took his at least took his team to all them NFC championship games. What has Lamar Jackson done in the playoffs at all? Yes, Aaron Rodgers has came up short in most of those NFC championship games, all but the one where they got the Super Bowl win. Yes, he has not succeeded to the expectation of winning Super Bowls. But we can't sit here and talk like he gets put out of the playoffs first round every year. Or we want to make the excuse, oh, the best other quarterback in the division is Kirk Cousins. It's time to put some respect on Kirk Cousins' name as well. Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback because the way shit got handled in Washington, where they didn't want to give him extension, they kept playing on the franchise tag, and then he got that big deal. Yes, has he been able to go deep in the playoffs and win a Super Bowl? No. But Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. One of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. He's not the best, don't get me wrong. But it's not like Kirk Cousins is garbage. And that's one of the arguments I've heard. Well, the next best quarterback in his division is Kirk Cousins. Well, other than Joe Burrow to this year, who's the other quarterback in that division? You had an aging Roethlisberger. Cincinnati, you had Burrow up to this season. The season before he was a rookie. But this season, Cincinnati done good. So I mean, who else in that division has a better quarterback? I think who's the other? That's what I mean. So you're telling me there's better quarterbacks in there than Kirk Cousins. You can make the argument that Burrow's better than Kirk Cousins. I think he is better than Kirk Cousins. I think his ceiling is higher than Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins isn't just garbage. But anyway, but yeah, Lamar Jackson's a great player, but he's not better than Aaron Rodgers. Yes, it's the Ravens. Thank you. but he's not better than Aaron Rodgers, at least in my opinion. Yes, Aaron Rodgers did not succeed in the playoffs like we think he should, but he did. He's took his team to the NFC Championship games. He's won back-to-back MVPs. Lamar Jackson hasn't done anything in the playoffs yet. Uh, he had a couple great years in regular seasons, but that has not carried over to the playoffs just yet. Well, all right. Next thing I wanted to talk about, we'll move over to some college baseball real quick. If you haven't been watching the College World Series, you've been missing out. It was a great game tonight between Arkansas and Mississippi. If Ole Miss would have won tonight, they would have advanced to the national championship game. Arkansas won, was able to now they play again tomorrow to see who goes on to the national title game to play against Oklahoma, who defeated Texas A&M 5-1 earlier today to advance to the championship game. Uh, Arkansas won. Arkansas defeated Ole Miss tonight 3-2. Came down right to the end. Ole Miss had bases loaded, got in one run to make it 3-2, but couldn't get that tying run or that winning run across. But the College World Series from the regionals on have been awesome. There was only like two of the top 8 teams that even made it, or two of the top like 15 teams that made it to the World Series. And then you had the last of them at A&M, who were ranked 5 in the nation. They got beat today. Uh, so you're gonna have a team from Oklahoma who was terrible last year, made it that doubled their win total this year, made a big turnaround, and they're in the national championship game against either an Arkansas team that's not ranked or an Ole Miss team that hasn't been ranked. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see who wins this game tomorrow. It's going to be a fun game tomorrow, and then starting Friday, you have the national title series. Start on Friday, be Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday if needed. But if you ain't been watching college baseball, you're missing out. Uh, I mean, I watched 2 games today. I watched a couple games yesterday. Been real competitive. You, if you like seeing more than just home runs and strikeouts, you like seeing stolen bases, bunt, small ball. You still see some home runs. Don't get me wrong. The college baseball to me is real entertaining. And a quick little stat I thought was cool is that Oklahoma could become the first school to win women's and men's World Series in the same season. So Oklahoma could make history uh, this weekend, and they could be the first school to win national titles in both women at the Women's World Series and at the Men's World Series in the same season. So we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, it could very easily. I'm telling you what, Oklahoma is tough. They're gonna have. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have one of their better pitchers for that first game of that series. So, but Arkansas has a great lineup. Mississippi usually hits the ball a lot better than they did tonight. They have a good offensive lineup too, but so does Oklahoma. So no matter who wins that game tomorrow, whoever faces Oklahoma, that's going to be a great uh, national title World Series uh, for the championship this weekend. NHL Game 4 update. We're in overtime with 12 and a half minutes left in overtime. Still a 2-2 game that the Lightning, in my view, must win this game. Then, then let's go ahead and talk some basketball for a minute. Uh, the Lakers offered the Indiana Pacers a trade. It would have been uh, Westbrook and Taylor Horton Tucker and a 2026 draft pick for Miles Turner and Brogdon. The Pacers declined that trade. Rumor is the Pacers might move up in the draft tomorrow to the 4th pick and maybe try to get Ivy. If not, I'm hoping that maybe Keegan Murray will fall back to him at the 6th pick. I think Keegan Murray is going to be a star in the NBA. I really think he has potential to be a big star in the NBA. got to see him play live, earlier this season in the Big Ten championship game. He was a scorer, uh, can play defense as well. I'd be real happy if the Pacers get him. Now, if they can move up and get Ivy or maybe even Sharp at maybe 4, I wouldn't be upset with that either. I think, uh, I think Smith is gonna go 1. I'll look for Holmgren or, Banchero to go 2, and who don't go 2 will probably go 3, and then the Pacers might move up to 4, and, I mean, you never know, the Pacers could get lucky and Banchero fall to 'em at 4. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. You're gonna see a lot more trade rumors and a lot of things like that tomorrow, and probably see a lot of and we could see a lot of trades tomorrow. You know how it is on draft day, especially trading up for different picks. Tomorrow's draft's gonna be fun to watch. Make sure you join us on Unscripted tomorrow night. On the big shout out to Unscripted. You can find him on Facebook at Unscripted or on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Saturdays at 8 p.m. I'm on there every Tuesday and Thursday and some Saturdays. Keep it out there. I'll be out there in a minute. And some Saturdays, but tomorrow we'll be talking a lot of NBA draft at 7 right before the draft starts. Make sure you join us again on Facebook at Unscripted or YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at All Sports All Plays ASAP Sports Network. Game's still tied 2-2. Uh, Tampa Bay has got 39 shots off. Colorado's only got 34 shots off. Tampa Bay's the last 2 games has really been the aggressors and took control. But but it's a 2-2. I say that, but it's a 2-2 game. Colorado has the puck on Tampa's side of the ice. So Tampa's playing. Tampa's been able to defend it pretty well right now. I got last shot on goal and missed it. Went behind the goal. Missed a wide right. But Colorado was able to retain the puck. So you got a good. If you're a hockey fan and you're missing this game, you better get on ABC and check it out. It's a 2-2 game, 9 minutes left in overtime. Then also, Bradley Beal declined his option for 36.4 million. Declined his player option. Will become an unrestricted free agent. I think he's going to end up signing back with Washington. I think this is just a move to be able to get more money and get an extension on his contract. Uh, I mean, there's some places I think he would fit in good. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't mind having him on the Indiana Pacers, but then the Pacers aren't going to go after a guy like that and pay that kind of money. Uh, I've heard Charlotte. I've heard Dallas maybe. I've heard the Celtics. Uh, I just don't see the Celtics because I don't think they'll be able to afford Brown, Tatum, and Bill. But I mean, hey, them GMs find ways around that salary cap, and if your owner wants to pay the luxury tax. Uh, a lot of rumors is the Lakers might try to get Bill. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Uh, I don't. I think the Lakers are kind of stuck. They're just going to basically have to get some role players for this season, and then try to get rid of Westbrook next season. And I think LeBron might be gone next season as well. I don't think LeBron's going to finish his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. So I could see this being LeBron's last season in LA, especially depending on what happens with his son here in a few couple years. So I don't know, but back to the Lakers real quick. Well, with Bill, if he goes to the Lakers, I just don't see it. They can't afford it this year, especially with Westbrook. You're going and the Pacers or the Lakers, excuse me, are wanting to get these trades, but they're not wanting to give nothing up. Just like this trade offer they made to Pacers, you want to give us Westbrook and Horton Tucker for and a draft pick for Miles Turner and Brogdon? No, there's no way. Brogdon's a solid point guard in the NBA. Yes, he has some back issues, but when he's healthy, he's a real solid point guard in the NBA. Miles Turner is no slouch. Uh, Has he developed into the player I thought he would be? No. Has he always had that opportunity where they go to him to let him be more of that force down low? No, not always. No, it's not all his fault, but he's a great defender, great shot blocker. He can spread the floor because he can hit the three. He shoots a pretty good average percentage wise from the 3 point range. So so Turner's number two solid players, and you're wanting us to take Westbrook's contract and give you two solid two of our more veteran solid players. I think the Pacers GM made the right move by saying no. If you're going to trade Turner, I think Turner might end up in Dallas, uh, maybe for some draft picks and a couple players. But you have to get if you're going to trade Turner and Brogdon, especially both in a package deal, you got to get a good. I mean, you got to get a fair amount in return. What the Lakers was trying to do, they were trying to fleece the Pacers, and luckily, the Pacers general manager was smart enough not to fall for it. Uh, let's talk about the PGA real quick. Got this new tour in town, the Live Golf, and they cannot, and PGA cannot stand it. They, to me, it's just a pissing match because PGA is mad because they're not the on, they're not the only show in town anymore. You have another show in town. I think that has a lot to do with it. And they got like 20 something players now that have defected from PGA over to Live Golf. The PGA is suspending the players. So now, if you go play in Live Golf, you can't play in PGA no more. But the USGA events, a lot of the majors, like they were like, Live Golf players was allowed to play in the U.S. Open last weekend. They're going to be able to play in the next major too, in the next Open. Uh, PGA has tried to raise their purses, made some schedule changes, and trying to sweeten up some deals for the players to try to incentivize guys not to leave to go to Live Golf. But what's happened is what I thought would happen. Once one guy made the move, and that was Dustin Johnson when he resigned from PGA and went over to Live Golf. I knew there was going to be a lot more to follow, and you're seeing. It seems like every few days we're starting to hear another name and another name. To me, I think eventually what's going to happen is the PGA is going to they're going to lift that suspension and let these guys play in PGA events as well. Because if you don't have the viewership because you're missing a bunch of your star guys that people like watching on the weekend, so they're turning over and watching them guys on Live Golf. You're not going to get your TV deals. That's going to affect the PGA's TV deals and and that's going to start affecting the paydays of the golfers. Then you're going to be in a position where even more might leave. So what you got to do is just not suspend them guys. Let them guys play on your tour as well, and that way the sport of golf is growing, and you're still getting your ratings, and you're still going to grow. You're still going to have that star power in your tournaments on the weekends because the Live Golf is only like eight event season or whatever. They play three days. They play the 54 rounds, 54 holes. Uh, and their purses, I mean, you get 4 million at their first tournament. First place got 4 million. That's what first uh, the first place prize is in all their tournaments. $4 million. There was 48 golfers in that tournament. Last place golfer got $180,000. So of course, these PGA guys are going to go over there. Uh, if I remember right, I don't think they have cuts because they have the smaller field. They only do the 48 guys, so they don't have cuts. You're guaranteed to win at least. You're guaranteed to win at least $180,000. Of course, players are going to leave PGA and go over there. The PGA is not paying that kind of money out. I know people want to say, "Well, it's blood money. It's funded by Saudi Arabia." NBA does deals with China. Why aren't we making a big stink about that? But if you're dealing with Saudi Arabia, now it's a big stink. WWE goes to Saudi Arabia and does shows. I don't hear never heard nobody complain about that. But now that there's a new golf organization and money, they're funded by Saudi Arabia some, people wanna throw a fit, or the PGA wants to throw a fit. And like I said, the reason is they wanna keep their monopoly on golf. The PGA has been the only show in town for a long time. Now they might have some competition. I'm not saying they have a lot of competition yet because the PGA is so big. They have their other tours with the Champions Tour, Korn Ferry Tour. They have a lot of different tours, and then you have the main PGA Tour. Live has a long way to even get to the level of PGA, but competition always makes you better. So to me, it's going to be to me. I think it's going to end up being a good thing that Live Golf is around because that's going to force PGA to keep stepping up their game. They can't be complacent. If you're the only show in town, you can get complacent and you're not getting your maximum potential that you could as an organization because you're like, oh, we're the only show in town, we're good, we can pay this, pay this. They don't have no other option. But now there's another option. So now, you have to take care of your players. You got to keep improving the game, keep building the sport of golf, so you can still keep your TV deals, and you got to try to outbeat the other guys. Not trying to beat them out of business, but try to make sure you keep your status as the biggest organization in golf. Which, like I said, PGA is so big, I don't see Live Golf ever overtaking them. But it can really hurt PGA, especially if the PGA is going to keep suspending everybody that decides to go over there. Because if these players can go make the money and it makes the most sense for them and their families, that's what they're going to do, and you can't blame them. If you're offered a paycheck like that you know is gonna really help you and your family, especially some of these lower ranked guys that are in these bigger fields in PGA events and are having trouble breaking through, you can get some of them guys go over to Live, maybe break through and start making some good money. So to me, more golf, more golf organizations, more opportunities for golfers, uh, and the money in golf is going to increase the money in golf, which should make the players happy on the PGA as well. Because of Live Golf, the PGA players are going to get more money because they raised all the purses up. So for you had Rory McIlroy complaining, but for the players, Live Golf has actually helped the players because they just got more money because of that. If Live Golf never came around, PGA would still be paying the same amount. But then PGA players, instead of crying that some of them guys left over there that they took the easy road out, uh, you ought to be kind of thankful because you got a raise because them guys left and went over to Live Golf. Like I said, I think eventually them players will be allowed back in the PGA because I think you're going to see some more big names go over and play in Live Golf. And PGA is not going to be able to afford to lose all them guys, especially with Tiger being toward the end of his career. And with all the injuries Tiger had, don't know if he'll ever go on another run. Hope he does. Big Tiger Woods fan, but you just don't know. So they can't afford to lose some of their young stars. I mean, they've lost Dustin Johnson already, Brooks Koepka. I mean, you're Colin Morikawa. You're starting to lose. Eventually, it's going to start adding up to where it is going to start hurting you some. So PGA has to be careful how they handle this situation. But all right, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Don't forget, we're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with G.S.R. Gonzo Sports Room, 11 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. We're also live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. My picks have been hot. Come join us. You can find us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, at ASAP Sports Network, All Sports, All Plays. You can also find me on the ASAP Sports Network at 1 p.m. Eastern with the Afternoon Blitz or the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Come join us for that. It's a great show, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, over on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch and Twitter. We also have a pro wrestling podcast, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. New episodes drop every Sunday at 9 a.m. You can find it on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it at Gonzo's Wrestling Room. And you can also find a video version of Gonzo's Wrestling Room on our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube page. We're like 3 or 4 subscribers away from hitting 300. Would greatly appreciate it. Also, please give our video a share. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, please hit that follow and like button. We greatly appreciate that as well. Uh, you can also find G.S.R. Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it at Gonzo Sports Room or Easy Money, a sports betting show, respectively. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. We have t shirts, hats, beanies, a lot of different things over there on our merch store. You can see some of the t-shirts here behind me, and I actually have one on as well. Go check out that merch store. We greatly appreciate it. There's also a donation page at that merch store if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We greatly appreciate that as well. But we will see you guys Friday night. Actually, we will not be doing a GSR Gonzo Sports Room this Friday night because instead we're going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern for live watch along, live reaction and watch along to the BKF Bare Knuckle FC 26. Should be a great night of fights. We will go live at 8 o'clock to cover the main card of that. So come join us Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of GSR Gonzo Sports Room as we do a live watch along and reaction to BKFC 26. And then Friday or Sunday, we will be in Danville, Indiana, uh, live streaming an independent pro wrestling show, Warrior Pro Wrestling. They put on a great show. Come join us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room at 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. We'll be doing live commentary, live streaming the matches. You can see the matches and everything. We've done them about 20 independent wrestling shows now. You can find those on our YouTube and Facebook pages at Gonzo Sports Room. Like I said, we appreciate all the support. We will see you guys on Friday. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow for Easy Money, a sports betting show. If not, we'll see you Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope everybody has a great night. Stay safe, and we will see you guys tomorrow.